Okay, well, welcome. Look, here we are once again, Tuesday morning, Hotel Barracuda, PEC Expat Club, and as always, it's my privilege to interview the speaker. And today I've got Sean Reilly. Sean, how are you?
Delighted to be here.
Say hello to everybody.
Hi there.
Fantastic talk again.
Hi world.
All right, you were speaking about AI and smart home devices, is that right?
Yeah, that's
Something that really is relevant to everybody, is that
we
right?
had a fun topic this morning, so yeah, it's really good. And hopefully some people learned a little out of it.
No, hopefully. It was interesting. You had a lot of questions at the end as well, but you started off with your background as a pharmacist, is that right?
Yeah, so where the market I was in was working with very small independents, not great resources. IT and maintaining IT were very expensive for our businesses. So we tried to scale up and do a lot of it myself, and I just maybe took that a bit far and tipped over.
Well, yeah, you definitely tipped over, that's true. And then you also mentioned you got a pilot license, a little bit of background about you.
That was just something that came along. I was always interested in the science of things and moving and laws of physics and whatnot like that.
Is that right?
And then the engine power and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a fun time.
I'm going to say bloody hell.
It's not as interesting as it sounds.
Oh, it is to some, okay, so no problem. But then you started off about NVIDIA, is that right?
Okay,
you spoke a little bit about
that. Basically we spoke about the engineering that NVIDIA has done, the chips that they've produced, the price of them, like 35,000, even 100,000 of them for a decent data center. So NVIDIA, basically, people have described them as they're the people selling shovels in the gold rush. So their share price did really well, and then they plowed that back into making better, faster, more powerful chips, and then DeepSeek came along.
I'm going to talk about that, okay. All right. Before we go on to that, you mentioned about the concept of the cloud, which was important for everyone, because not everybody understands that.
Yeah, so the cloud, the easiest way I think of looking at it is, when you say you're working on or with the cloud, it means though even you're typing in your own laptop, you're using their computer, okay? So when we go back to those chips from NVIDIA, like none of us can have a $35,000 laptop, but we can use the benefit of that by doing it on the cloud.
Yeah, and then that's when you mentioned DeepSeek coming in, sneaking into the game.
Basically, DeepSeek involved out of the Chinese necessity. They were trying to keep up with the Americans, but they felt like,
did the Americans exclude them then?
Yeah, they basically blocked NVIDIA from selling them the latest, greatest chips, right, which they're entitled to do. And, the Chinese...
that encourages innovation, doesn't it?
It does. And like, Chinese engineers are really, really smart, So, a small kind of outfit, I think it was in Shanghai, clicked it, but it could have been any one of them.
Yeah.
And basically what they suggested was they distilled and compressed. They kept asking ChatGPT questions about anything, like in mega high frequencies, millions of times a second, And every time they got the response from ChatGPT, just like you and I get it, they distilled it and parked it in a section of their memory. Right? So that means they didn't need so much computing power, So I think ChatGPT, which is probably the best known large language model, they spent like nearly 100 million in hardware and programming to get where they did.
Yes.
DeepSeek originally said that they spent 5.6 million on it, which, based on what's happened in the last month, seems quite feasible, because what people are doing now is taking DeepSeek and instead of running it on the cloud, where, whoever's hosting the cloud may or may not be reading your data, right? You can run DeepSeek on a reasonably decent laptop.
You mentioned that. And even on your phone if necessary,
And DeepSeek, there's people hosting them in DeepSeek in data centers in the US that comply with US data protection regulations, and I'm pretty sure if they're not doing it already, they're in Europe as well doing the same thing,
Oh, bloody hell. And then what I liked about it, you use this example of a barista. And maybe, excuse me, we're filming. Come on. All right. Sorry about that. You can see this is live, okay? All right. So anyway, so we'll carry on there. I was just going to ask Sean about this example of a barista.
Oh, right. Okay. So basically, the concept of AI, this is a kind of a visual thing, but on one section, you get an ask, okay? So what is the question? What do you want, okay? And in between, like these really expensive data chips do their number crunching. And at the end of it, they present you a nice little answer, okay? So to visualize it in human terms, I always think of a visit to Starbucks, So you go in there, and we all know the choices that are possible in there. Coffees over there, you can have half latte, oat milk, double espresso, triple espresso, half latte. The possibilities are endless. And then at the end of that, you want your delicious cup of coffee. So in AI terms, that long list that you were asking for the double decaf steam latte, right, is the input, right? The barista is all that crunching and AI chips in the data center before the real powerful thing, putting it all together, cleaning up after itself and going out to the counter and producing you. But what you really want, what you care about, is a nice drink. You really don't care about the in-between bits, So, that's...
Interesting. Good. And then I know you're talking about smart home revolution. So just a little bit about that.
Revolution, it's been out there for a good bit, but I wanted to introduce the guys to simple sort of routines, like anybody that deals with Android, and I think Apple have the same thing on their phone, like a smart home, or it's called Google Home. It's free, integrates with everything. So if you buy a smart bulb, you can turn it on and off from your phone at a certain time. But the thing I find most useful in Pattaya is on Lazada, you can get little IR blasters that will copy an IR code to your air conditioner. So, and then Google control that, right? So you can speak to the thing, hey Google, turn on my air conditioning, or hey Google, put it on every second hour at night. So it saves a fortune in electricity, and that's better for the planet, and that's what we're all about.
All right, mate. And then, anyway, you finish with the fact, you finish with the fact that there's, I've got it written there, more innovation to come, is that right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose the creators of DeepSeek showed, like, how things
can be.
How quickly things can peak. And we don't know what the next thing around the corner. There mightn't be anything around the corner.
There will be.
Well, we can pretty much take that as read. But for now, to use what we've got and develop the use cases that that are going to kick it on to the next level. There's loads of resources out there in the next 6 to 12 months and on for the next 3 to 5 years. And we're going to get back to the situation where we'll need those really high-end chips, because we'll have gone way past the distillation, or what we'll be distillating will be much bigger than
different world. A different world is round the globe. But anyway, Sean, listen, as always, we present the speakers with a certificate. All right, so mate, very good. We'll have to get you back again. All right, bloody good. Okay. So here we are again, right? Another fantastic session. Come along, join us every Tuesday, Hotel Barracuda. It's right opposite Soy Post Office here in Pattaya. Come along, see us, and enjoy good company, good speakers, good camaraderie. See you next Tuesday.